Jon Jones has just been officially ruled out by Dana White, denied the opportunity to fight on the upcoming UFC White House card.
And Jon Jones says he wants to be on there too, and he says he would fight whoever the champion is at that time. But would you be okay with him coming back and potentially winning that belt again? And you might have to go through.
Well, it's not even about him winning the belt. I mean, you know how I felt about him. I can't risk putting him in big positions in a big spot and have something go wrong.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Especially the White House card.
The MMA world is already lighting up, with fans saying karma may have finally caught up to Jon Jones after over a year of stalling the heavyweight division. This latest move feels like a turning point. Tom Aspinall hasn't spoken out directly, but the silence is loud. Social media is buzzing with reactions, memes, and commentary, and the message is clear. The tables might finally be turning.
You tell us the timeline of Jon accepted the fight, went to Thailand, came back, didn't want the fight. What happened?
Yeah, I wouldn't say that Thailand was the end of it. You know, we were talking about it before that. But yeah, the fight was done. We had the fight done a long time ago. So why he decided not to fight, you guys have to ask him that.
Is it accurate? There's a lot of reports about figures he was offered. Is it fair to say he was offered a lot of money to take this fight?
Yeah. Listen, he was offered what he deserves for that fight. Yeah.
I'll just come out and ask you, do you think he's ducking Tom Aspinall?
No. Jon Jones, I said it a million times and I'll say it again, he's never ducked anybody other than that one goofy time with the Chael Sonnen thing. He's never ducked anybody. And, I think the reality is whatever changed his mind with this fight, I don't know, you'd have to ask him that, but he's 38 years old and I don't know.
Do you think if it was someone like Alex Pereira, he would fight then? And it's maybe Tom that he specifically doesn't fancy the matchup, doesn't fancy the age difference?
I don't know. I don't know the answer to these questions. Only he does. We had the fight done. Listen, our job is to make the biggest fights we can make and the fights that the fans want to see. And that's what we try to do. But the minute somebody starts talking about retirement, my philosophy on that, you should do it.
Yeah. Did you know about the stuff that came out of Albuquerque last night?
I saw it today. When I saw it today, I said, oh, everybody's going to think this is why he retired. Yeah. Maybe that is why he retired. Who the hell knows, man? But I don't know. These are all questions you got to ask him. Yeah. We had the fight done. You saw me talking about it very confidently that this fight was going to happen. And then he changed his mind.
Yeah. Two more quick ones for me. So for Tom Aspinall now, he's the heavyweight champion of the world. Does that defense he did against Curtis Blades count to his official defenses? Because then he would only have two more to equal Stipe, or does he have to start fresh now?
You guys are throwing shit at me that I haven't thought about. I have no idea, but I don't know.
Okay. It seems like the most obvious choice would be Cyril Gane for Tom, but is there a chance here maybe that to start the new without Jon Jones era, we should maybe do a big super fight and maybe you can convince Alex Pereira to move up and do an Aspinall fight, something like that? Or what are you thinking about the Tom fight?
Well, once I get through today, tomorrow starts International Fight Week. I'll be back in Vegas tonight, and Tom will be there all next week. So we'll sit down with him, see what he's thinking, what he wants to do. He's been great through this whole thing, and literally said, "I'll fight whoever you guys tell me to fight. I'm ready to go." So, looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to the Tom Aspinall.
For once, it's not Tom Aspinall waiting for an opportunity, that it's Jon Jones, left on the sidelines and out of the spotlight. And judging by the reaction online, the MMA community is loving every second of it. Dana White didn't mince words. Jon Jones is simply too unreliable to build a historic card around, especially one with the political weight and public attention of a UFC event at the White House. After all the delays, the questions, and the last-minute withdrawal that forced the UFC to crown him. Interim champion Dana's done rolling the dice on a name that hasn't delivered when it mattered most. That silence, that stall, that uncertainty that froze an entire division for nearly a year. It all came with a price. And Jon Jones is finally paying it. Meanwhile, Tom Aspinall has stayed focused, kept his mouth shut, and done everything the UFC asked of him.
Finally, we're back after over a year hiatus. Me and Cyril finally signed on the dotted line. This is the 4th time we've been matched up together. He turned down the fight early on before we were both in the rankings. After that, he fought Spivak. I said in a post-fight interview after I beat Tabora,
I'm going to go to Paris. I'm going to be sat front row for Cyril Gane against Sergey Spivak. I'm going to beat the winner, and then I'm going to beat Jon Jones.
I went to Paris. Cyril, unfortunately, turned down the fight on a second occasion. Third occasion, I fought Curtis Blades. The original opponent was Cyril Gane. Unfortunately, Cyril Gane was busy that day. Cyril was filming his Netflix series. Can't remember what it's called, but I'm sure you can check it out now on Netflix. And now we are matched up for the 25th of October, Abu Dhabi. Me and Cyril. The 4th attempt is here, and this is Cyril's 3rd title shot. So we are going to try and get rid of Cyril Gane from the title picture for good.
Aspinall will face Cyril Gane. Aspinall has 15 wins, and all of them are by finish. Gane is the #1 ranked heavyweight.
Now, when you look at the UFC heavyweight rankings, as I say, Tom has beat most of them, and he's beat them in style, and he's knocked them all out. Curtis Blades, Sergey Pavlovich, Alexander Volkov, whoever they are, he's beaten them all up. But Cyril Gane is a little bit different. Now, of course, Jon Jones beat Cyril Gane in quick fashion, took him down in the first round, submitted him with a front choke. But Cyril Gane is the same as Tom Aspinall in terms of athletic ability. When I say that Tom Aspinall is a heavyweight George St. Pierre, that kind of goes to Cyril Gane as well. The man's gigantic. He's very quick. He's agile. He's light on his feet. He could run any sport on the planet. And he's almost like George St. Pierre and Tom Aspinall in the fact that he's got all those athletic attributes and qualities, but he doesn't have the grappling. That's what cost him against Jon Jones, and that's probably what's going to cost him against Tom Aspinall. You never know. He could clip him. This is a dangerous fight. This is heavyweight MMA, but Tom Aspinall can grapple. We've seen him take people down. He's done jiu-jitsu since he was about 15 years old. His dad is going to be on his case, and that's an absolute fact, saying, hey, you're not messing with this guy. Take him down. Show him what you can do. Show the world your grappling capability. Remember, Cyril Gane turned Francis Ngannou into a wrestler, okay? So he's a very, very credible threat on the feet. But of course, I do fancy Tom Aspinall to get the job done. The fact that he isn't fighting Jon Jones is insane, but we've talked about that till the cows come home, so I'm not going to bore you on that subject anymore. But just you wait. Jon Jones is probably going to pop up on Twitter.
I'm going to go to Paris. I'm going to be sat front row for Cyril Gane against Sergey Spivak. I'm going to beat the winner, and then I'm going to beat Jon Jones.
I went to Paris. Cyril, unfortunately, turned down the fight on a second occasion. Third occasion, around about this time last year, when I fought in Manchester. I fought Curtis Blades. The original opponent was Cyril Gane. Unfortunately, Cyril Gane was busy that day. Cyril was filming his Netflix series. Can't remember what it's called, but I'm sure you can check it out now on Netflix. Cyril was doing that, so he couldn't make that date either. And now we are matched up for the 25th of October, Abu Dhabi. Me and Cyril. The 4th attempt is here, and this is Cyril's 3rd title shot. So we are going to try and get rid of Cyril Gane from the title picture for good.
How's the confidence levels?
Confidence levels great. Confidence levels great. I believe that, well, I am the best heavyweight in the world, but I want to show everyone that I'm the best heavyweight in the world. Cyril Gane's lost 2 title shots, and I want to give him his 3rd title shot loss and get him out of there.
How's the thoughts and potential ring rust as well? Is that in your head at all?
I've had big breaks before. This is it. I've had 3.5 years off of MMA fighting before, so this is no problem for me. Ring rust is all mental anyway, so I'm happy just to get back in there, get stuff moving, get active again.
And what can we expect? Tom Aspinall, October 25th, English fans there in Abu Dhabi.
Yes, this is great because we're on English time. We're going to be fighting on European time as well, so plenty of guys can fly over. It's going to be busy over there in Abu Dhabi, full of English fans, full of Tom Aspinall fans, which is great. We can just be expecting me, an improved version of me. I've had a year to train. I've had a year to test my skills and improve, and I'm going to show everyone what that's all about on the 25th of October.
And more than just keeping quiet, Tom Aspinall saved UFC 295 on just 2 weeks' notice. He stepped in, dominated Sergey Pavlovich with one of the cleanest, most decisive performances in recent heavyweight memory, and walked away with the interim title in brutal fashion. But after months of silence, no word from Jon Jones, no movement from the promotion, the UFC finally pushed forward that they've now announced Tom Aspinall versus Cyril Gane, set for October in Abu Dhabi. That IT may not be a title. Unification. But it might just tell us who the most dangerous heavyweight on the planet really is. Cyril Gane, sharp striker, smooth movement, calm under pressure, is no easy opponent. But his weaknesses have been exposed in the past, especially against powerful wrestlers. And that's exactly what makes Aspinall such a dangerous matchup: fast, explosive, and deadly on the ground. Many believe he's the Frenchman's worst nightmare. The division has waited long enough. Now that things are finally in motion, one thing is clear. The spotlight is shifting, and it's no longer on Jon Jones.
Tom Aspinall's fight with Cyril Gane, and give my breakdown of that. What took them so long to announce this? We all knew it was going to be this. Everyone knew it was going to be Cyril Gane next. Look at that fucking smug French face on Cyril Gane. Someone said it here in the comments. Gane's got the unlimited title shot glitch. So true. So unbelievably true. And that smug little pretentious French grin. You know what I mean? It's just horrible. It's horrible to see him just sort of waltz his way back into another title shot off of a robbery. However, this was always the fight that was going to happen. And I don't think there was any conversations otherwise. So in my opinion, this should have been announced when they announced Jon Jones's retirement. And they should have done that not at a UFC Fight Night post-fight press conference in a one-sentence moment from Dana White. They should have had a moment where they set up a press conference between Tom Aspinall and Cyril Gane, and then announced the retirement of Jon Jones, and then announced this fight at the same time. It just feels weird to wait for them to do it now, rather than when we all knew this was the next fight to happen, okay? But I'm looking forward to it, and I'm nervous, okay? I'm extremely nervous for this fight. I feel like I haven't made a video like this in the whole year. I can't remember the last time I made a video reacting to big fights being announced. They're so few and far between, or it's just one big fight and nothing else. I feel like I used to make these videos back in the day every few months. We would get a bunch of big fight announcements. And now here I am doing it again. So maybe the UFC is really back. But Aspinall versus Gane, scary matchup. I think Aspinall's going to win by KO in the first round. If Taito Ivasa can ever drop you on your ass in an MMA fight after you've beaten him up for the whole first round, if he can find a way to find your chin in that second round and drop you at any point in your career, I think Aspinall will find it in the first round. And I do think we'll see a first round Tom Aspinall KO. I'm nervous though, man. You know, if Cyril Gane wins, my life will crumble before my very eyes.
What are your thoughts on Cyril Gane being potentially the toughest opponent yet for you? A lot of people say somebody you've not really sort of faced that type of fighter in the heavyweight division.
I think both me and Cyril are we both have niche style for heavyweights. We don't fight like heavyweights, both of us. So this could be the fastest, the best moving heavyweight fight that anybody's ever seen. We're both great movers, we're both light on our feet, we're both elusive. So this is going to be great. And by the way, all this stuff that I've just said previously, we actually made a video this time last year, a little bit longer, when we found out that Manchester was going to come and there was going to be an event in Manchester. When I thought I was fighting Cyril Gane, but he declined it, we made a video there over a year ago now. And if you don't believe me, if you don't believe it on the timeline, look, got my teeth done now. Look at the old video. You want to zoom in on them?
Hold on.
Got my teeth done.
Let me get right in there.
I got the teeth done now. When I did this video, this was over a year ago. Didn't have my teeth done then, so get over there.
Now that the UFC has officially closed the door on Jon Jones headlining the White House event, fans are starting to reevaluate everything. Is he still the GOAT? Or has he become a part-time champion who only shows up when the paycheck and spotlight are too big to resist? Because meanwhile, Tom Aspinall is doing the exact opposite. He's active, dangerous, and hungry. Most importantly, he actually wants to fight. And after reports that Jones tried to force his way back into the picture, only to be shut down by Dana White himself, Fans are calling it for what it is, a passing of the torch. Whether Jon Jones accepts it or not, the division needed change. And with Aspinall versus Cyril Gane now locked in, we're finally seeing real movement, not driven by legacy, politics, or promotion, but by who's actually stepping into the octagon. Sure, Jon Jones has the resume, but right now it's Tom Aspinall who has the division in the palm of his hands. And if he steamrolls Cyril Gane like many believe he will, the Jon Jones debate might be over, not with a unification, not with a legacy-defining win, but with a quiet, undeniable shift in power.